Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to a new video. Remember, some of you who are regular viewers on the channel would have seen that my next door neighbour's cleaner's car is often parked up on the middle of the drive there, and you have queried whether it's mine or not. Today, it's parked in front of my garage. Or is it? Oh dear, I seem to have bought another project. It's not my neighbour's car at all. It's mine. It was delivered at 6:30 last night. I bought this on a cheeky whim, had a cheeky bid. I'll let you know how much I paid for it later on, or potentially on the next video, or I will let you know how much I paid for it. What we have here is no guesses, no prizes for guessing that it is a light blue lounge. It is a 2012, a 61 plate lounge, and the MOT on it runs out today. I just checked it because I couldn't remember, and it actually runs out today. Now this is a stolen recovered car. It has no keys. We managed to, he tried to start it, the driver, yesterday, but obviously with no immobiliser, it's not going to start. If we'd had the keys, we would have been able to do it with a screwdriver. It did turn over, but of course it wouldn't start, but we thought we'd give it a try. And then the ignition actually fell out, and then the steering lock went back on, but we managed to use a pair of pliers and get that steering, the bit of the ignition back in, so we could at least roll it off the transport, and then we rolled it down the drive to where you see it now. And there it has stayed overnight. Now, there is no damage to this car whatsoever. It is shown as a stolen recovered, no keys, obviously doesn't run and drive, and it also said on it, stripped. Now, I looked at the pictures in great detail, in HD, numerous times, and I can't see any parts that have been removed from this car. Nothing. It also, which I haven't looked at yet because I haven't been in the boot, it said missing or altered VIN. Now, you could just about see the VIN plate in the boot. It looked like the original. Now, I would have sent off for the logbook, but I don't know whether the VIN number that was on the Copart listing was the VIN number that's shown on it, or whether it's the real VIN number. So I thought I'm not going to send off for the V62 to get the V5 until I've got the car, because I just want to make doubly sure. I've got a feeling it's okay. Now, I have noticed, so there is no damage to it at all. I say at all, actually there might be a little scrape on that door. I can't actually get around there properly. But what I did notice when it was up on the trailer up at eye level, I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera. My glasses have gone dark, so I can't really see the screen properly to see whether it shows. There's a very, very slight discrepancy in colour on the door and the rear quarter. Now, on top of that, when I was at eye level, that rear quarter and that door looked very, very flat paintwork, and they still do now when I'm standing like 6-7 feet away. It looks very flat. And when you get up really close, the lacquer is almost non-existent, and it seems to have cracked. The lacquer is sort of scratched and cracked. Very, very fine, you can barely see it. Very, very fine mosaic. Now, it's obviously been painted, that part has been painted, so it's been in an accident. This is HPI clear. No category whatsoever, HPI clear. So it's obviously had some damage on this side at some point in its life, which has been repaired and not very well. I mean, the repair's all right, it's just the lacquer's not very good. You can't see any rippling or anything like that, it's just the paintwork's not very good. Now you can see the bumper there, that's obviously the original bumper, which is like nice paint. And then, I mean, it's dirty, obviously, but you can sort of see that it ain't right. So as far as I know, apart from the ignition, of course, that's the only thing that's wrong with it. Now what I'm hoping is that I can polish the living daylights out of it and bring it back. That's what I'm hoping. If I can't, I'm going to wet sand the door and the rear quarter, and I am going to re-lacquer it. So I'm hopefully not paint it, but hopefully just re-lacquer it. Now hopefully it will polish up. I'll use some really good polishing. I'll do it methodically. I'll take my time on it. If I go through the lacquer too much, I imagine it's probably too thin. The lacquer that's on it is probably too thin. But there is a noticeable difference between the rear bumper and that front wing. So it's quite clearly had a new door on it, or a repair to the door and the door painted, and that rear quarter's been painted. Now you can feel it as well, and as you get to here, you can feel that's the original there. So it's obviously been painted up to that line. So yeah, a nice little job for me to try and improve on that. But really flat, whereas the rest of it, although being dirty, is relatively shiny. It's really flat. So yeah, hopefully a polish will do the job. We've got the nice little Italian flags, which look brand new on both sides. The bonnet does also look I think that wing's been replaced as well, but not at the same time necessarily, because that wing is very slightly different to the bonnet and the bumper. So I reckon that wing's been replaced as well, but maybe that wing, when whoever did it found a wing in colour, but couldn't find a door in colour, so they painted the door. When we get we'll have a look under the door card, see if it's been painted properly, and see if it was originally a different colour, because you might find it's white inside or something. But we will sort it out, and we will polish the hell out of it, and hopefully we can match. Actually, looking at that paintwork, there's a few little nibs in that, so maybe this was painted at a different time, but better than that was. So this is what, people say, I'm looking for a car, I don't want a cat car. This isn't a cat car, HPI clear, but it's quite clearly been involved in the past in at least one accident. At least one. This is why you never know the history of a car. Just because it's HPI clear, just because it's a cat car, doesn't necessarily mean that it's had less damage to it than an unrecorded HPI clear car. So as I say, it's very dirty. I am going to show you around the car as much as I can. Well, obviously I've already showed you this bit. Nothing on the seals, extremely muddy. It rained last night, and from the transporter that was parked about 50 yards up the road that way, left a trail of mud all the way in the road. You can just about see it still, and down the driveway, as you can see the muddy tyres, fronts more than the backs. Luckily it rained and it's washed most of it away. We've got one of these horrible aerials. Be interesting to see whether it works. I have actually got the battery disconnected at the moment, because the ignition was still on when we got it down the drive, so I'll just need to I'll take that ignition off on the next video, but we'll disconnect that so we can show you the mileage and what have you. So it's not taxed, obviously. The MOT literally runs out today. Actually no, I think it was yesterday, the 18th. What's the date today? Let's just look at my phone. 19th, yeah, MOT ran out yesterday. Actually no, it's got a month. What am I saying? No, it runs out on the 18th of May. Today's the 19th of April, which is good, because that means it's MOT'd. Obviously it will need MOTing. Obviously there's no tax, which is a bit of a nuisance. Not having the V5, I can't actually tax it, of course, unless I suppose I could take it to the post office, try that whole game, because that way, once I've got it running, it can go out, it can park out on the road, which would be ideal. So I might do that actually. I might do the old 25 quid with the V62. As long as it's shown in trade, I should be able to take it to the post office and tax it, as it's got a month's MOT on it. It should let me do it, so I might do that tomorrow. Give it a go. Yeah, we need to get in the boot. Obviously we can't do that because we've got no power. I think what I need to do, I can't really show you down here. Now I'm sure I saw a ding in the door, yeah. There is a bit of a ding in the door there, so I will attempt to repair that. This is quite a difficult colour to match, but I do have, I think, at least a couple of the shades of this colour. So we'll give it a go. If it's wrong, we'll give it another go. But looks in pretty good condition. There have been some issues on the MOT. Quite a lot of issues on the MOTs. This has failed quite a few MOTs actually. From what I can see, a couple of years ago, I think it's had new springs on the back. I think it was bottom arms. I'll have to refer back to the MOT history, but I think it was bottom arms quite a bit of stuff that's fouled on, which has obviously been done. Did have a minor oil leak at one point a couple of years ago, which seems to have gone from the MOT advisories. The one thing that was on the most recent MOT, excuse the wind, it's yet another windy day, was on the most recent MOT was, it said, which is no surprise, it said one of the suspension cups is corroded but not seriously weakened. So we'll have a good look at that, maybe take the spring out and give it a good brushing with a wire brush, and we'll get some paint on that to protect it. And we'll obviously we'll get underneath and have a look on the next video properly. We'll get it up on ramps and have a good look, but we need to get it running first. As I say, that will be in the next video. This is just your walk around. So let me just show you inside. We don't appear, unless it's in the boot, to have the locking wheel nut key, which is a bit of a pain, assuming there are locking wheel nuts on it. Tyres all look okay from what I can see. Yeah, that one's fine. I think that one's all right. Might replace it. It's a little bit low. A little bit. Oh, I don't know. They'll probably come up an advisory, I reckon, so I might replace them. Inside needs clean. It's not massively dirty, but these dog-tooth ones do tend to show the dirt, so we'll get those. We'll probably take the seats out and do that. So the ignition, usual thing. Here we go. Some forensic dust on there, where it's obviously been recovered by police, and they've done forensics on it. Don't see any dust anywhere else. It just seems to be around that area, really. Unusually, they haven't ripped that off. Normally, they'll rip that off, but they've actually done the. You can see in there, the bit that you can see there is the bit that we managed to slot back in, which I need to take out. That's always ripped off because obviously they access the OBD port there to use their little device to overcome the security, or the lack of security on these cars. So yeah, lounge, normal lounge. So we've got obviously the Blue and Me in here. Oh, there is some forensic dust over there as well on that door card. So yeah, we've got the Blue and Me, obviously. We don't know whether it works or not. Usual thing, aircon. Of course, we haven't tested any of that. The main thing to do is get this sorted out. I think I've already got all of those parts already from when I did the last one. I bought an extra set. So I'm not sure whether I've got the black bit or whether I need that black bit. I think I do, but I need to rake out the box and have a look. But as I say, that'll be on the next video. What we need to do is just get that ignition sorted out. And then we can turn the ignition, put the battery back on, turn the ignition back on, and then we can show you the mileage and so on and so forth, and see if there's, well, I say see if there's any warning lights. Obviously we can't start it, can we? So only a limited amount of what we can do. But let me just do that and I'll come straight back. Right, okay, so we're in the car. As you can see, the mileage is 64,089 miles, so not a bad mileage. So on this thing, I'll show you in a minute actually on that. So I think what we'll do is we can actually turn the ignition on. We'll do it with the pliers again. So if we get the pliers in here, excuse the camera work. Can't do it. Well, I can't see what I'm doing. Let me get out. This door is catching this wing, I think. It might just be the check strap, but it makes a noise. Right, let me just get in here. Turn this. There you go. Right, that's the ignition on. Lights on, turn that off. The lights were on, the heater fan was blowing, the radio was blowing. Obviously we have our little padlock there. Now, what I think is probably going to be missing, unfortunately, is the ring, the plastic ring, the all-important ring. Now, I'm not sure if I've got one of those, so I may have to buy one of those separately, which is a bit annoying because they can be like 30 quid on their own, just those. Sometimes when you buy the whole thing, you'll get the ring with it as well, sometimes not. So I'm hoping it might be floating around in there somewhere, but normally with these stolen recovered cars, you find the ignition barrel on the floor, but it ain't here, unless it's in the boot. In here, before we'll come to that in a second, in here we have now I'd seen a couple of books in the Copart pictures. Have a look under there, nothing in there, never is. Yeah, I saw a couple of books on the Copart pictures and couldn't see what they were. But we've got the instruction manual, but what we have here is a service book. Nice. Let's hope there's some services in it. Service stamps, here we go. Right. What we, one. Is that it? Arnold Clark on the 13th of the 2nd, 2014 at 10,000 miles. That's the only one there is. Well, better than nothing, I suppose. So it's obviously missed. So what is this? Is 2012. So yeah, so it'd be 13. So it's missed one when it was a year old. And then nothing since 2014. So it's 10 years since it's had. No, it's not going to be 10 years since it's had a service, is it? But 10 years since the service has been recorded. So again, you know, that's another reason for getting the V5, because we need to being able to chase up the MOT history and look, see who's done it, and so we can get the find out who the garages are and ring them up and get the service history. I got a magnificent service history on the last car by ringing them up. Really good. See if we've got a free CD. Come on. No. I'm hoping we're going to have some radio signal, otherwise it'll be yet another new aerial. Radio mute, so I'm going to go on to turn it up one. 87. So this has come from Bristol, this car. Copart Bristol, so it's not going to have any. Actually, it doesn't seem to be changing. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have got a signal. Music playing. There's something coming through, so hopefully the aerial will work. Blue Me, hopefully will work. Let's try it, actually. We've got no flashing mileage, so fingers crossed.
Loneliness and solitude. There is a stigma, solitude.
No, doesn't it? Oh.
No message.
Help.
So, the way that we talk about solitude, you know, is kind of, I'm a solitary person.
Help.
No message.
Help.
Tend to think about
Now, some people have said that in the past, that sometimes when they press their Windows button, all it says is no message, doesn't say anything else. And I thought it was because you had to do multiple clicks. I've never ever read the manual on the Blue and Me. Obviously, luckily for me, I can repair it anyway, but let's try. So one press. Oh, it is.
No message.
No, see, every time it's just saying no message. Let's do a momentary click. Hello. What am I saying hello for? Help.
Please repeat.
Help.
The command.
Oh, it is working.
Message reader. Settings. Media player. Or cancel.
Settings.
Settings. The commands available are.
Does seem to be working.
Data and pairing.
User data.
User data. The commands available are delete users or delete all.
Delete all.
Delete all data saved by users from the system.
Yes.
Data deleted.
There you go. So it is working. So if you get an error on your Blue and Me, all it needs is a single momentary push. If you press and hold, that's for messages. So that's why you get that error. So it's not that it's faulty. Next thing to try, I know it's daylight, but we want to see if the speedo's okay. I can't see any lights dim. Hopefully that's going to be okay, and there never is on the left-hand indicator. It's always on the right-hand indicator. But yeah, fingers crossed. Let's turn that stereo off. Fingers crossed that's okay. Yeah, so 64,000 miles, a single service. Lights will work up there. That works. Right, now we've got power. I wonder if we can get the boot open while the power's switched on. Not sure if it will or not. Probably not, actually. No. It's because normally when you've had the battery disconnected, of course, you have to lock the doors and then unlock them before you can get open the boot. So obviously we can't do that because we ain't got a key. So obviously we need to get the locksmith. We'll call the locksmith today, or well, possibly today. It depends whether I've got everything I need. If I haven't, I'll have to wait until those things come. But we got the locking petrol cap on there. Of course, because we've got no keys, we'll get the locksmith to take that off. I've checked this time; it is actually locked on there, so we'll get him to take that off. Obviously, we'll have to change that as well. when I need to find out a way of being able to take that cylinder out of there without a key, because you need a key to do it. I need to find a way of doing it without, because otherwise you take off these driver's door handles and they're useless, can't use them anymore. So I need to try that. But I've got door handles anyway, so that's not an issue on this particular car. Yeah, right, okay, I'm just gonna get in the boot and then we'll come back. All right, so I'm in the boot. As you can see, nothing there. We got a back shelf, which is a bonus. So let's actually open the boot. So I've pressed the button to open it, so it's just a matter of lifting it up. So yeah, we have nothing in the boot. Hopefully there's a toolkit, yep. Right, VIN number. Now to me, that looks like the original VIN. I don't think that's been messed around with. Ah, this might be it. Has that been messed around with, or is it just dirt? No, that's just dirt over it. Let's see if they match. So that one ends 761514. Oh, hang on, 76 or 78? Oh no, 78. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, they are the same. So where they've got the fact that the VIN number's been tampered with is completely wrong. I don't see a locking wheel nut key in there, unfortunately. I'll take this out in a minute and have a look. We'll also, let's just take off. Let me just grab a screwdriver. Yeah, we've got locking wheel nuts on it, so we're going to have to get a key. So I'll have to take a picture of that and get that sent off so we can get a key ordered. They're about 24 quid on eBay. I haven't had to do that for quite some time, actually. It's they seem to have been coming with a key. So, I mean, what did this person do if they had a puncture? I will obviously have a look under here first, just to make sure, and obviously get rid of all that rubbish as well. Oh, there it is. Huh, me saying it's not there, I don't know if any of you were shouting at the screen then. Oh, that's good. Hey, let's just check it fits. That was nestled in there, really well hidden. Hidden in plain sight, yeah. Oh, that's good. That saved me 25 quid straight away. Excellent. Oh, I can't get that on with one hand. There we go. Oh, I'm well pleased about that. Put that in my pocket for the time being. I'm sure most of you were shouting at the screen there saying, it's there! Can't believe I didn't see it. Oh, that's great. So we've got a full toolkit, just need to get all the rubbish out. Yeah, so hatch wiring, looks alright, usual thing. I'm not, obviously, you can't see underneath it, of course, but need to have a look under here. Should we just have a look now? Without it being on ramps, if I grab a torch and lie on the floor, we can have a look. Let me just get on the floor and we'll come back to you. Right, it's quite clearly had it's almost new exhaust by the look of it. Oh, actually, I say that. It has got, no, it's not. It looks it because the outer cover has been almost taken off. So, well, I'm not even pointing at it, sorry. Just there and just there. So we'll take that off in its entirety. Because it looks like a new exhaust because it's had that outer cover taken off. Now, as far as these are concerned, yeah, they are a bit crusty. Very crusty, but it is only, look, you can chip it away. In fact, that might even be paint, but you can chip it away. So we'll give that a good brush and we will give that a paint up, so that's not going to be an issue at all. Exhaust pipe itself looks all right. That cup looks exactly the same. Yeah, you can chip it away. It might be a layer of rust. In fact, it probably is. It is a what is it, 12-year-old car. Yeah, but no, apart from that, it's all right. It's just it's the usual thing. As long as it don't need replacing, that's the main thing. Shock absorbers look a bit on the crusty side as well, so you never know. We might even change those as well. Oh, let me get up off the floor. I'm getting too old for this, lying around on floors. Sorry, pointing the camera at the wall. Right, where were we? So yeah, let's show you the engine. I should turn this ignition off, really, shouldn't I? With my spanner. Right. Engine-wise, got some good news. Relatively new battery, by the looks of things. Shock absorber mounts, not brand new, but not overly rusty. We need to get some covers on those. That one's a bit on the crusty side. What is that? Oh, a leaf. A leaf that's been there for a very, very long time. So it's all very grubby under here. Oil, let's have a quick look at the oil. Hopefully there is some. That looks pretty new, that looks brand new. What is it with me recently getting cars that have got brand new oil in and just been serviced? Now, I saw that mark on Copart, that red mark. Now that does sometimes indicate that the cam belt's been done. And if you look round here, the sticker has gone. So I think that we can safely say, I know it's not 100% certain, but pretty much if that's gone, that sticker's gone or broken, I reckon that that cam belt's been done. So based on that, I will not be doing it. If we look at the aux belt, that is certainly not a 12-year-old aux belt. So we don't know when it was done. We might be able to track it down on the service history, potentially. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that oil's good. Just looking at the, let me grab that torch again. Just looking at the oil filter. That's what I always do, of course. I look at the oil filter. I might change the air filter because with servicing, they don't always change the air filters. Don't know why, but I guess they've got a longer life than the oil and the oil filter. But looking at that oil, oh God, yeah, that is, there's not a mark on that oil filter. The silver, you can't see it, don't think. Don't know if you can see it or not there, but the silver ring on that oil filter is there's not a mark of rust on it. That's fairly new. That's been done recently, so it won't be getting serviced. But as I say, I will check the air filter. What else? Obviously, there's no damage to the car, so you know the normal things I'm looking for. I don't need to look. There's no broken tabs on the headlights. Headlights, they don't even really need a polish, to be honest. A little bit oxidised at the top there, but that don't matter. So I think all in all, it's pretty good. What do you think? So yeah, apart from the issue with the paintwork there, and obviously the obvious thing like the steering, not steering, sorry, the ignition. We can't start it at the moment. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out today, but that will be on the next video on this car. As you know, I have already bought another car which is parked over at my sister-in-law's. You would have hopefully seen the walk around video of that one. That's the grey colour therapy. If you haven't, click on the link above, and you can also click on the link at the end of this video as well, and that will show you, that will take you to that if you haven't already seen it. Obviously we've still got the red sport as well. I had intended to do the red sport today, and I may still do that, but of course I can't get this moved, and I need to get the red sport down here, unfortunately. So I need to get this moved first before I do anything major on that red sport. So we need a name for this one. And we've had a lot of these blue ones. What are we thinking? Boggy. It's like boggy. Toilet, boggy. I'm trying to think. Blaze. Don't know. Give me your ideas on a name for this one. I'm thinking something along the lines of boggy. Bogey. Yes. Project Bogey. That's what we're going to call it. I'm so childish. Yeah, Project Bogey. Right, we got our name for this car. Project Bogey. So I don't want to hear any suggestions for names. Thank you very much. That's what it's going to be called. Project Bogey. It should be green, shouldn't it, really? So yeah, runs. We always thought that stood for run, but it doesn't. Apparently, it stands for received. It's starting to spit with rain now. Lovely. Received, no keys. Sorry, received. No, it doesn't drive. 0 keys. I don't know what that stands for. Is that R-U, R-N? Don't know what that is. And then obviously they couldn't be asked to stick a sticker on there. So shall I tell you about the price on this one? Yeah. Before we wrap up, I'll tell you about the price. Okay, so the price. So the price for this car. So I bid on this car whilst I was working at home on Monday. No, sorry, Friday, but last Friday. Today is Friday, so it's a week ago today. So on Friday, the auction came up. I spotted it last minute, so I didn't actually do my normal MOT checks. It was in my watch list, and I thought, let's have a little look at this. So I watched it. Bidding wasn't going up. It was on reserve. Try and get out of this wind. It was on reserve, and I watched the bidding, and the bidding was quite fast paced. I wish I'd filmed it now. I do often film them, but I didn't on this occasion. It was quite fast paced, and I came in at it slowed down at about the £800 mark. Bearing in mind it was on reserve, and then I started going in, and I was bidding against one other person, and it went up to £1,200. It went up to, and it went through bonus time about 3 times, and then someone bid at the last second, very annoyingly. So I bid straight away, 1,250. Sorry, no, it was at 1,150, and at last minute a couple of times it went, and then I went in at the last bid. My last bid was 1,300 quid, and I thought that's it. And it went through again about 4 times through the bonus time. It just kept going. No one bid, and I won it for 1,300 quid. So bearing in mind, it's, you know, apart from its paint issues and that, bearing in mind it's an HPI clear car. So in theory, if I can get this up to scratch, I could sell this for top money because it's not a cat car. Whatever that top money is, I don't really know, to be honest. But you know, I normally let them go cheap anyway, even when they are. I don't often get non-categorised cars, to be honest. HPI clear ones. They're not even stolen recover ones. They've normally got an N on them or even an X, but this has got nothing. I will double check it before I sell it, but it is still showing at the moment as HPI clear. Forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so 1,300 quid. So that was my final bid. Within about 15 minutes, they counter bid at £2,200. So I did the usual thing. No, it's £2,100. No, yeah, 2,000. Let me get this right. I'm trying to get it right for you. 2,200. That's right. So I kept at my 1,300, like we always do. We always tell you, everyone who buys on Copart will tell you never go somewhere between the two. Always stick to your original bid. If they decide not to take it and it goes back, so be it. There's always other ones out there. So they counter bid at £2,200. Stuck at me 1,300, and about 2 hours later, they knocked 50 quid off, 2,150. Left it. Later on that afternoon, on Friday afternoon, about 3 o'clock-ish, 4 o'clock-ish, they counter bid again. They knocked another 50 quid. It went down to 2,100. Stuck at me 1,300. Closing time came on a Friday. Of course, they're all closed over the weekend. First thing Monday morning, got a message from Copart, you've won. So always stick to your guns. I won it for 1,300 quid. With fees, it was just over the 1,500 quid mark. I have not got a driver now, because all the drivers I use have all packed it up. Now, the fellow I used to use for the northern ones, although he's packed it up, I think he's still got his truck, and he always said to me, you know, ask me if you've got anything, and if I can do it, I'll do it for you. So I did send him a message. He said no. The new driver who's local to me, I sent him a message the day I won it, and he never ever came back to me. You know, I've told him that, you know, I could probably put more work his way. You know, I'll promote him on YouTube and so on and so forth. And he was grateful for that. But when I actually messaged him and said, I've got a job if you can do it, let me know if you can do it and how much, he never came back to me. So I don't know what that's all about. So I went on to Shipley. And the usual battle, you know, you get 3 or 4 really high quotes. You ignore them, and then they battle it out amongst each other till you get something reasonable. So it ended up going down to 280. So quite a big chunk that you got to add on to, you know, your loss of profit and so on. But you know, Bristol's a 4-hour journey from here. Having delivered a car to Bristol myself recently, when I took the 500X up there last year, it makes you realise just how far these places are. So it's a good 4 hours away. Yeah, 280. So £60 of that went immediately to Shipley, and then when he delivered it, I gave him the other 220 in cash. Now I've got his number, of course. Really nice fella. He's based up north. Going by his accent, I would say possibly Yorkshire. I'm not sure. I didn't ask him actually. He'd had a long day, and he was going to Biggin Hill to pick up another car that he was then taking to Manchester. So he said, I probably won't get home till about 1 o'clock in the morning. And he'd been to Cornwall the night before, and he'd slept in his cab in Cornwall. So the people who do this, you know, we begrudge them the money sometimes, but you know, they work really long hours. They're away from home. They do a good job. Yeah, so you know, don't scrimp. Pay them what it's worth, and don't moan about it. So yeah, so I think he's up north somewhere, possibly Yorkshire, around that sort of area. So if you're up that way, or you need something taken that way, drop us a message. I'll give you his number. I did ask him for some business cards, and he said, I haven't actually got any. I've run out. So I said, well, I've got your number. if anyone asks, which people on the channel often do. So if you want to know, either drop me an email, paul@love500.co.uk, drop a message on here and I'll post his phone number on here. His name's Kieran, I believe. Can't remember the company name, but yeah, really nice bloke. Good job, did it when he said. What's not to like? So I think that's going to be it for the walk around. We've shown you the car. Let me know what you think. Project Bogey. You'll be seeing the, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to do that lock, but you'll be seeing that on the first video following this. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the car and the name. And don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, hit on that button, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified when we upload new videos. And until the next one, as always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.